Hey, everybody, please make sure to go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks. 67. Let's get to The Iron Claw, which came out in late 2023. It's written and directed by Sean Durkin, stars Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Maura Tierney, Harris Dickinson, Holt McCallany, Grady Wilson, a few others. And the synopsis is the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. So I heard about this one when it came out. I was intrigued. I love Zac Efron. I love A24, and I heard really, really good things about it. And I love true story films too. So really was very excited to see this one, but I heard it was very heavy. So I had to find the right time to watch it where I was really in the mood. And I knew nothing about this story, about this family, had never heard of them before this film. So it was all new to me. And I encourage you, if you don't know the timeline, I guess, of the movie, of the story, I would go in blind. It makes certain things much more shocking and powerful. So if you don't know the story, don't read up on it before you watch it. Don't even watch a trailer. Just watch it blind. And overall, I think it was excellent. I don't think it would have been in my top 10 at this point now, having watched basically all of the big 2023 movies, but would have been at least an honorable mention, I think. Zac Efron, first and foremost, is amazing. And it's not any shock or surprise at this point, but he really has turned into a really fascinating, compelling, versatile actor, and I really watch whatever he does now, and this is probably one of his best, if not his all-time best performance to date. The story itself, it's so heavy. As I said, it really gives you this heartbreaking timeline of these brothers who were, as the synopsis says, inseparable. They were all helping each other grow and hey, you want to do music? Oh, you want to do wrestling? Here, we'll be there for your concert. We'll be there for your match, whatever it might be. And they were always together, helping each other improve in whatever way. And I think that is something that I haven't really seen much in movies, either a true story or a fictional story. I think that is really nice to see on film, and that was really grabbing and by far one of the most compelling parts of the movie, for sure. But the timeline where things start to happen, I won't spoil it too much, but it really starts to avalanche, snowball, and it really is heartbreaking, especially considering that I've heard the story in real life is even more tragic, which is crazy to think about. But this family was really put, pun intended here, put through the ringer of having to overcome a lot of different issues. And Zac Efron's character, especially, considering he was the one kind of through line, I guess you can say. But it's really well directed. It is a very good commentary on toxic masculinity, where the father, who was this previously accomplished wrestler, he basically said, all right, we're all going to be wrestlers. You need to win. We need to become the world champions. Nothing else matters, blah, 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 blah. And then all the brothers, in one way or the other, were thinking, oh, no, I need to be at the front. And if I'm not the winner, if I'm not being competitive, then I'm like a loser, essentially. And it really does get into that idea of, men don't cry, men don't whine, they don't do this or that and the other. And Zac Efron's character really struggling with sometimes being left out, also starting a family, and his conflicts with his father over the years and how his father views him wanting to move on with his own life and do his own things aside from just wrestling. That's not really a spoiler. It's just minor things in the story. So it's a really, really dramatic, emotional movie for sure. One of the more so in that vein that I've seen as of late. Really worth watching, especially if you like true story films, biopics. A24, one of their better recent films as well, that's a high bar, but it's definitely a good one as of late. The score is excellent, good soundtrack. Lily James is very good. Really, everybody in the movie is top notch, fantastic. Jeremy Allen White, he's kind of new to me. I haven't seen The Bear or some of his other things, but I think he's excellent in this as sort of the unhinged brother. So even though I don't have much of an interest in wrestling at all, anything in that vein, it's still really engaging. So if you're someone who's like, oh, well, I don't really care about wrestling or boxing or fighting, anything like that, don't worry. I don't think you really need to be. It's very relatable in whoever you are, in my opinion. So, and a very good commentary on modern day perspectives and behaviors and how people can be viewed and changing traditions. Oh, and one quick thing that I loved that I don't know if it's something that people are generally favorable on in this movie, but there is one scene towards the end, not to go in it too much. There's one scene that is sort of magical realism at the end where certain people reunite. And I think that was so touching. Like, it's unexpected, but thinking about if it was your family, if it was yourself, and this reuniting of family members, I think was so thoughtful and really tear jerking. And it was a perfect little end of sorts to the movie. So, really very strong film. That is a heavy 4 out of 5.